Hello everyone, today we're practicing a tutorial for Svarga Dvijasana or Bird of Paradise. I've added some of the benefits on the screen here. You can pause if you want to take a look. If you're ready, we can go ahead and get started sitting crossed at the ankles in easy posture. And starting to just take a few long, smooth breath cycles, equal exhales, to just quiet our mind, quiet our body, to get into a grounded space so that we can practice safely. And then beginning to add movement here, sitting nice and tall but relaxed at the waist down. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up, stretch them up nice and high. Exhale, hands to heart center. One breath, one movement. Doing that once more. Inhaling to stretch up. Exhale to settle down. We're going to do that one more time, but this time as you reach the sky, keeping that length, twist over on your exhale to your right. Left hand on your knee, right hand behind you. Just waking up our bodies here. And coming to center, we're going to do that one more time. Inhale to stretch up, but this time exhale, twisting over to your left. Right hand on your knee, left hand behind you. And to gradually further open our hips in preparation for our final posture, we're going to go into bound angle pose, so bringing the soles of our feet together, hooking onto your feet, and maybe bouncing your knees up and down. You can also begin to walk your hands forward as far as you'd like, prioritizing keeping that length in your spine, so leading with your chest. Breathing into any spaces in your hip that are holding any tension. And from here, we're just going to make our way up to standing to do a few standing preparatory poses. So coming up onto your feet in Tadasana mountain pose, and whichever way you'd like. This posture requires a lot of balance, so we're going to get into a few balancing preparatory poses to start. So standing nice and tall with your core activated in mountain pose, hands at your sides, palms facing forward to just stabilize ourselves. You can roll forward, backward, side to side on all four corners of your feet, and that's just to equalize and spread out the weight into your feet so that you are fully grounded. And then we're just going to do a few standing arm sweeps in our mountain pose just to stabilize that equal balance. So on your own breath, just inhale to stretch up, lift up and out of your waist while grounding down through your heels. Exhale your hands to your heart, and just doing that a few times on your own breath. On your next in-breath, we're going to stretch up again, but this time clasping our fingers together, all but our pointed finger, and standing up tall to breathe in, and exhale to stretch over to your left side. Keeping that right shoulder nice and back as you stretch over. On your next breath, coming to center so we can stretch over to our right side, first finding that length on your in-breath, and then exhale to stretch over to your right side. Keeping your left shoulder nice and open. It's so important to have open hips, open shoulders, and a nice balance as your main foundation points for Bird of Paradise. Inhaling back to center, as you exhale, open your arms out into cactus arms, lifting up through your heart space, and then inhale your hands back up towards the sky. Exhale, bringing them to your heart center. And then just to further establish our balance, we're going to go into Vrikshasana tree poses. So first grounding down through our right foot, placing your left foot below or above your knee. Inhale to add arms here, sweeping them up, stretching them up, focusing on that unmoving point in front of you, that drishti point. Stay activated through that core and through that right leg to help you with your balance. To sweep our arms up again on our breath, but this time just keeping them spread out wide like branches of a tree, activated all the way up through our fingertips, so our fingertips are spread out nice and wide, keeping our focus on that point ahead. With our awareness anchored onto our breath, we're going to go into extended hand to big toe pose. So hooking our index finger on our big toe, extend your left foot forward, stretching it out over to your left while gazing over your right shoulder. And you can stay there as long as you'd like. You can practice it as much as you'd like. Just ensuring that you can get into this pose comfortably before you go further. And now just balancing that out, we're going to start to ground down through our left foot, going into Vrikshasana on our right side with our right foot above or below our knee. Inhale to add arms, stretching up. Exhale, hands to heart. On our next breath, adding arms here again, lifting up and out of your waist while grounding down through that left foot. Creating your branches with your arms all the way up through your fingertips, and then moving into extended hand to big toe pose on our opposite side, hooking onto your big toe, slowly with control, extending it out over to your right side while gazing over your left shoulder. And as best as you can, avoid hunching over, so pulling back through your shoulders, expanding through that heart space, and bringing your gaze forward to release your leg down, maybe kicking out to relieve any tension in your calves, your hamstrings. And just to further loosen up our shoulders, bring our hands to our lower back, fingertips pointed down, elbows hugging in behind you as you lift up through your heart space, chin towards the sky, breathing into this heart-opening posture. Exhale to release out of this pose, and then stepping our feet out a little bit wider than shoulders distance to go through a few twists here. So inhaling, moving your hands in each direction that you're twisting towards. And then the position of your arms are just getting higher and higher on each breath. Slowly and gradually, all the way up to your shoulders, to your neck, and then slowly back down. Keeping your feet wide, we're going to spin our right foot so it's facing our right side, aligning the heel of our right foot to the arch of our left foot. And then bending that right knee to open our arms out to a T into Warrior Two. Keeping that core nice and activated, and feel your knee moving toward the pinky toe side of your foot, leaning forward on your next breath, and then inhaling to reverse your warrior, bending deeper into that front knee. Straighten your right leg and bring your right hand down, left hand reaching up into Utthita Trikonasana, extended triangle pose. So left hand can reach up, find that lift through your right waist instead of reaching down. Inhaling back up into Warrior Two. And then we're going to just repeat that on our left side. So spinning your left foot to point your toes to the left side, bending that left knee, and aligning the heel of your left foot to the arch of your right foot, arms out to a T, gazing over your left shoulder. Warrior Two. Lean forward to sweep your left hand up to reverse your warrior. Right hand can reach down, bending deeper into that front knee, and then finding extended triangle pose on our opposite side by straightening that front leg and reaching down with our left hand. But again, prioritizing that Hasta Bandha, that upward current of energy, rather than trying to reach toward our feet. And then coming into Warrior Two whenever you're ready. Just finding stillness in this pose for a few breaths. Now this is the point in the practice where if you feel like you can safely get into Bird of Paradise confidently, you can continue. But if you do intuitively feel like you need a little more practice on your preparatory poses, you can rewind the video. So let's start by spinning our right foot outward to our right side to get back into Warrior Two on our right side. And then leaning forward, we're going to find extended side angle. So reaching for our shin or just above our knee onto our thigh. Left hand reaching up towards the sky. And inhaling it forward for extended side angle, rotating it in a circle just to further open up our shoulder. And with that length in our arm, we're going to find extended side angle one more time before wrapping it around behind us, reaching for our right hand behind our right thigh. And again, keeping our focus on avoiding hunching forward, so pulling our shoulders back, expanding forward through our heart space. Slowly with control, step your left foot in towards your right foot so your feet are shoulders-width distance apart. Now, it's so important to keep your breath steady and focused. Activate through your core, slowly lift up, focusing on that drishti point in front of you. Simultaneously extend your right leg out to your side as you lift up through your torso. Take a deep breath in, exhale to release your leg down. A great tip to help you rise up into Bird of Paradise is to keep your chin lifted. Keep that gaze on your focus ahead. And when you're ready, we're just going to come into Warrior 2 on our left side. So gazing over your left shoulder, lean forward to find extended side angle, hooking your left hand onto your shin or just above your knee onto your thigh, right hand reaching up, and then forward on your inhale, rotating it on your exhale. And then finding that extended side angle once more on your inhale so that you can rotate it, create more length to find that bind on your next breath. While staying in your bind, step your right foot so it's shoulders-width distance apart with your left foot. Activate strongly through that core and through that right foot to slowly lift up. Keep your focus ahead. Keep your chin lifted. Inhale slowly as you rise. And if you still need a little more flexibility in your hips or your shoulders to do this posture, you can also use a strap here instead of binding your arms completely. You would grab onto each end of the strap and have the middle of the strap wrapped under your left thigh. Another way you can practice getting into this posture is by stepping your left foot onto a wall next to you, just to help you with your balance, to help you stretch your hips open slowly so that you're more comfortable getting into this pose. But the end goal here is to be able to stand on one foot alone and extend the opposite leg completely straight out to your side. Nice deep breath in, exhale to release your leg down. And then just going into a few counter poses. Inhale, stretching your arms up nice and tall. From your mountain pose, exhale into a forward fold. And you can do that as many times as you'd like just to reverse any tension from your Bird of Paradise. You can also get into chair pose. You can do a few seated counter poses, hooking your ankle just above your knee, and then grabbing onto the back of your thigh just to open up your hips a bit, relieve any tension from your hip space. I'm just doing it on both sides here. A nice variation of our pigeon pose, just doing a few figure fours, and breathing into it, settling back down. Another way to practice Bird of Paradise would be in a reclined position, so lying down. You can also use a strap there. Either way, please always use your discernment whenever trying a posture for your first time. No matter how far you've gone, I hope you're proud of your efforts. What's most important is that you are going into this practice from a place of joy, so just having fun with it. And I hope I've helped you advance in this posture or your practice, even just a little. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.